To eat, this bird climbs inside the ear of an animal that could kill it without noticing. It walks across the face of a rhino. It clings to the eyelid of a buffalo. And it does all of this on purpose, and because everything it needs to raise its family is hidden somewhere on the body of a creature 1,000 times its size. This is the red-billed oxpecker, and its entire life, from the egg to its first flight, is built on a gamble almost no other bird would take. Watch one at work, and it looks fearless. It grips the hide of a giraffe with sharp claws, tail braced against the skin like a woodpecker on a trunk, and moves in quick, darting hops across a living landscape of muscle and hair. Its red bill snaps sideways, scissoring through fur, prying into every crease. It is hunting ticks, fleas, larvae, flakes of dead skin. To the oxpecker, a single buffalo is a moving buffet. But the giant beneath its feet doesn't always see it that way. Flick an ear, twitch the skin, swing a horn, and the bird is gone in an instant, and then back a second later, unbothered. This uneasy truce is the only home the oxpecker has ever known, and soon it will have to feed more than just itself. Because when the breeding season comes, the stakes change completely. Most small birds build their nests out in the open, balanced on a branch for anyone to find. The oxpecker refuses. It hunts for a hole, a hollow deep inside a tree trunk, sealed on every side with a single narrow entrance where the light gets in. From the outside, it's nothing, a dark gap in dead wood. But that darkness is exactly the point. Whatever is inside cannot be seen, and what it carries inside is stranger than the nest itself. Dry grass, thin roots, ordinary enough, but then it brings something no hardware store of the forest could provide. Hair, not its own. Hair plucked straight from the hides of the very giants it feeds on. The oxpecker lines the cradle of its children with fur torn from buffalo and antelope, weaving the bodies of the savanna's largest animals directly into its nest. On that bed of stolen hair, the female lays her eggs, small, pale, glowing faintly against the dark, and utterly helpless. They can't warm themselves, they can't hide, they can't make a sound worth hearing. Everything now depends on two adults and the fragile rhythm they're about to begin. One bird stays, one bird leaves, and the one that leaves flies straight back to the most dangerous dinner table on the plains. It lands on a buffalo, tilts its head, slips its bill into a fold of skin where the ticks hide fat with blood. And here the story turns dark, because the oxpecker isn't only a cleaner. Scientists have watched it do something else. Keep a wound open and drink the blood of its own host. The same animal that carries it, feeds it, shelters its search, the oxpecker will keep that wound raw and open and feed its chicks on the blood. Helper or parasite? The truth is, it's both. And that uncomfortable double life is exactly what keeps the eggs back home warm and the next generation alive. Then, after about 2 weeks in the dark, something cracks. A single line splits one pale shell. Then another, and out pushes the least impressive creature you will ever see. Blind, bald, its neck too weak to lift its own head. It knows nothing. Not the sun, not the savanna, not the buffalo whose hair it's lying on, not the fact that its parents are risking their lives on the backs of giants to keep it breathing. Its entire universe is a dark chamber and a single point of light at the entrance. And from the moment it hatches, one thing runs the whole show: hunger. The chicks have to grow, and they have to grow fast. Every hour, their small bodies burn through what the parents bring back, which means the adults can no longer take their time. They leave more often. They fly farther. They push deeper into ears and skin folds and matted fur. And every tick they find, every scrap they steal, becomes feathers, muscle, and one more day of life for the young in the tree. Then the parent drops back through the entrance, and the quiet nest erupts. Beaks stretch wide, weak necks strain toward the light. The chicks can't see the plains their food came from, but they've learned the only signal that matters. A returning shadow means the meal has arrived, and feeding by feeding, they transform. Bare skin disappears under down, sealed eyes crack open, trembling necks turn steady. The chick that couldn't hold up its own head is becoming something with feathers and instinct and strength, and the hollow that once felt like the whole world starts to feel like a cage. That narrow entrance changes meaning. For weeks it was only where the light came in. Now it's where everything is. Beyond it lies the place the parents vanish to every single day. The giants, the rough hide, the wide ears, the hidden ticks. The world that fed this chick before it even knew the world existed. And one day, it climbs to the edge and looks out. The bird standing in that opening is not the blind scrap that broke from an egg. It has feathers now. It has strength. It has instincts it has never used. But it is still young, and the space in front of it is wider than anything it has ever known. Bright, windswept, and full of animals that could end it in a heartbeat. Then it lets go of the tree. That first flight isn't just leaving a nest. It's stepping into the only life this species has ever managed to build, a life that cannot exist without the giants. Soon, this young bird will do what its parents did, and their parents before them. It will land on something enormous. It will learn to read skin and fur for hidden food. It will step back into the strange, useful, brutal bargain its whole family line depends on. It was born on stolen hair, in the dark, fed on the blood and parasites of animals it had never seen. And now it flies out to join them. One more small bird, betting its life on the backs of giants.